My screen's frozen. I don't want to start until I can see you. Okay, there we go. Hey, Mount Baker. I'm here with Mr. Durand for another Ask Me Anything.
Hi, everybody. It's good to be here. Thanks for having me, Matea.
Of course. All right, let's get right into this. When did you go bald?
When did I go bald? Well, I went bald over the course of many years. However, what made me decide to finally shave my head was I was working at another school out of the Lummi tribal school, and I was assistant principal out there, and I was looking at some surveillance footage of me. It was a camera up above, and I was walking through the commons area, and I'd always said, the minute I'm like starting to go bald, I'm just going to shave it. And so the camera, I looked down and like the top of my head was basically bald, right? But I never really saw it because it was on top of my head. So I literally went home that night and shaved my head. So that was about 9 years ago.
Oh my, you got a nice
So
bird's eye view.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so how fast was your fastball?
How fast my fastball? I was not a very fast pitcher, but my fastball is maybe in the low 70s. In high school, upper 60s, but I was more of a junk ball pitcher. So curveballs, knuckleballs, things like that was more of my specialty. So I would be the guy coming in for relief. I wouldn't start. So
makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that stuff. Okay, so what is your favorite ride on Galbraith Mountain?
My favorite ride on Galbraith Mountain, I have a lot of them, but there's like 48 miles of trails up there. So there's a lot to choose from. But I think my favorite downhill route, well, I have two, so I'm going to say two of them, is from the top, it's Evolution to Pump Track to Eagle Scout to Atomic Dog. That's one of my favorites. And then my other favorite is from Mohawk to Mullet to Sean's Trail to what's the rank advancement. And a fun fact about rank advancement is it's a Mount Baker grad actually built the trail rank advancement. So those are my two favorite downhills on the whole mountain. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the names.
Yeah. Yeah, they're creative names.
Very.
Yeah.
All right. So we have another question of, do you ever feel like students are scared of you, and do you find it disheartening or funny?
Yeah, I mean, I find that, yes, that is the case sometimes. And especially because I'm a little taller and I have a bald head, and when I'm wearing sunglasses, it might, come across that way. I don't know. It can be both disheartening and funny, because really, I mean, my main goal is to like develop good relationships with students and support students. So I don't want to be scared of me, and I hope that I always get a chance to connect with them in a way that makes them feel comfortable and want to be here at Baker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think you do a very good job at that.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so what is the weirdest thing that you've seen or experienced at a traffic stop?
I kind of feel like that's implying that I've been pulled over a lot. I'm not.
I was like, were you a cop?
I'm not sure how to interpret that. I was going to actually be a cop, but I decided not to. I decided to get an education instead. But the weirdest thing I've seen or experienced at a traffic stop, I don't really know. I haven't been pulled over in probably 20 years, and I'm going to knock on wood because I probably shouldn't have said anything. But yeah, I don't really know about the weirdest thing I've seen or experienced. I'll think about it. If I can think of something, I'll get back at the end.
All right, sounds like a good deal.
All right.
Okay. If you could teach a subject, what would you teach and what grade?
If I could teach a subject, because I did teach when I before I got into administration, I taught middle school, and I taught history and English and reading, which are kind of combined. But the way it was set up, it was 3 subjects. But if I were to teach again, I think high school history. I'm super fascinated in that world, and it can be pretty cool. So that's what I would do. Yeah.
I think you'd make a good history teacher. Fit right in there with Mr. Corey and Mr. Gerlach.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so what is your favorite thing about being a high school principal?
I think my favorite thing about being a high school principal is really just connecting with the students and the staff, and finding the best way to support everybody to make it a great experience here and give a good student experience and a good staff experience. And high school was a struggle for me, and so, which is one of the reasons I got into doing this job, is because I wanted to be able to make a difference and maybe provide opportunities for kids that struggle that maybe I didn't have or that weren't possible at the time I was in school. So I think that's kind of where my heart is when we look at school. So that's my favorite part.
I love that. I think that you're doing a very great job. I appreciate you a lot, and I know a lot of other students do. And we see the effort you're putting in to try to make sure that this is the best place we can have. And
Awesome.
I'm thankful for that.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
Our final one to finish this off. Who do you feel has the most superior baldness at the school?
The most superior baldness of the school. So I'll start, because I'm sure everyone's noticed that every administrator on this campus is bald. From Mr. Wright to Mr. Ramin to myself. And I would probably have to say that I'm probably the superior bald guy in all of it. We played rock, paper, scissors to try to decide, and it always comes up a tie, but I'm just going to go with myself in that. But I do think it's funny when we're all standing together out in the sun with 3 bald heads, like shining. It's pretty hilarious. So yeah, but there's some good baldness around here. There's no question.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't think any of us are bald by choice, though.
Really?
We're bald by circumstance. So
I guess that makes you even more lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Or I need to start finding some different wigs to wear. So
that would be fun.
Yeah.
Dress days.
That would. Yep. I have done it a few times. I have a great mullet wig. That's one of my classics. It's a headband with long hair in the back. That's a pretty fun one.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being a part of this interview with us. It was great to learn more about you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's great. Great questions, you guys out there. So good work. It was good to be here. I appreciate it. See you, everybody.
See ya.